What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. My name is Justin, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. We're back with another Comic Collector Origins. This is episode 57 now. My gosh, we are flying by here. Things have been great. I know I've taken a couple weeks off. If you haven't noticed, Origins has not been consistently airing for the past 2 Saturdays because I decided to go to Las Vegas for a nice little trip there. I was able to manage a little live stream during doing my top 10 on that Thursday, but other than that, yeah, I was just busy having a lot of fun over in Vegas. So, but I appreciate everybody who has reached out, who has asked what the heck's going on with Origins, and so on and so forth. Everything is okay. We are back in full gear here with today's episode. Of course, this coming Saturday, I will be off again because I'll be going to Baltimore Comic-Con. Really excited for that. But again, so I'll have to take off that Saturday as well for Origins. But then after that, I have a consistent Origins show for like, I think at least 5 or 6 weeks straight before we hit certain holidays and things like that. So, but I appreciate everybody's patience. I appreciate everybody's support. People have been watching my whether it's the Origins show or just any of my other, videos that I've been putting out. I always appreciate all the support, and just this community is awesome. It's just great. And this show is about the community. So if you are new to this, well, first smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you're not familiar with Comic Collector Origins, it is all about the community. It's where I bring on community members, comic community members from YouTube, from Instagram. I'll even have the occasional creator, writer, author come on board, where I will ask questions to learn a little bit about their origin story. We always talk about origin stories and first appearances of superheroes and characters in comics, and I figure it would just be a great way to kind of flip that and talk about the actual individuals who have the same passion as I do, and share this great community with myself. So that's what this is all about. Again, welcome. I see people hanging out in the chat here. Good to see everybody. We'll get to you all in a second. But first, let me talk about my guest. My guest here, it's been a long time coming. We've been planning this for months now, and finally we were able to lock something down and get our schedules aligned. And this guy is all over the place. I've actually talked about him several times. He's technically been on the show, not this show, but he's been on my channel at least once before, maybe twice. I know I've shared a live stream or two with him in the past on some other occasions. But I have to say, this gentleman here has been such a huge supporter of not just my channel, but everybody's channel. He is truly selfless when it comes to supporting and giving his efforts and giving his attention to everyone that's in this awesome community, and everybody that we get along with. Everyone in the same circles that we have. He's just everywhere, and I truly appreciate that from individuals that are really committed to giving their time to people, and not only that, but that are passionate about the books, the comics, the being able to talk about them. And this guy here that I have as my guest, he is known for all of that. He has a ton of shows of his own on his YouTube channel, does a lot in the community, does a lot streaming, hanging out over on Instagram, hanging out here on YouTube. He's part of the Bad Batch crew, the Backlog Bros. If you guys don't know all these phrases that I'm using right now, you'll probably learn about them as we go along here today. But let me bring in my good friend, Hermino, aka Big Herm Collectibles. Big Herm, what's going on, brother?
Station, everyone. How is everyone doing?
Station.
So hyped to be up in here finally. Months in the making. You know what I mean?
Man.
He was the man. You know what I
The
mean?
man. I love it.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I know we've been planning this. I appreciate you taking some time to come aboard here and have some fun. It's going to be a good time. I know you've seen the show plenty of times before. I feel like I know bits and pieces of your origin and some of your background, but obviously that's why we're here today, is to learn a little bit more about Hermino, and some of the background and where you stand with stuff. I will say, I love your hat, and I love your shirt. And yeah, you're all on board, man. You got the memo. You definitely got the memo. I got mine on. It's backwards right now. I got my White Whale Comics shirt on, representing nice. The 9-4 near mint shirt that he has. But yeah, so we're going to get into all the fun. Plus, I have a bunch of rapid fire questions. They're not all necessarily, rapid per se, but we'll talk about all sorts of stuff, including not just comics, but we'll talk about some food topics. We'll talk about some sports topics, some music topics, and other things too, to see where you stand with all that. But before we get into all the fun, well, let me remind everybody that's here right now and watching the replay. I put all your information in the description below. So if you guys are not following Hermino, aka Big Herm Collectibles, make sure you do so. I put his Instagram account, I put his YouTube channel as well. Make sure you sub him up there as well. I know you're just past 300. We're trying to get you over that 500 mark and then that 1K mark. It's going to be the next plan. Oh, getting feedback.
My bad.
It's all good. I heard an echo. No, you're good. So yeah, make sure you guys are subbed up to him if you guys are not already. So Herminio, let's say hello to the chat real quick, and then we can get into some of the questions here. And there's your boy Travis, aka TM Nerdy Station. TM. What's going on, Trav? I was just a guest on his show, hanging out with the community. That just aired earlier this week. Thanks, man. It was a lot of fun. Had a blast talking with Travis. So if you guys have not checked that out, make sure you do so and sub him up as well. We got my girl Sheena, aka HK Wifey, in the house. Station. Heck yeah. I was just able to meet Sheena for the first time when I was in Vegas, actually. So that was really cool. We got to have lunch. Good times. It was definitely good times. Thank you for swinging by, Sheena. We also got my man Mercy Collectibles hanging out with us all the way from Sweden. Station, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got my man Brandon hanging out with us as well. We were just talking about you, Brandon, behind stage. Good to see you as always. Yeah, the Backlog Bros represent. That's right. We'll have to get a little breakdown of that. But, throw it in Google. Google it. Maybe something will come up. We got Maria Reyes in the house. What's going on, Maria? Station. Always good to see Maria in the chats as well. Supporting all the channels. We got my man JT also hanging out here. He got the hashtag BLB hanging out.
I have to do it. John Thomas, the station, my man.
Love it. Good to see you, JT. We also got my man Perry, who's lurking. He's lurking with the pickle Perry, as they call him now. Good to see you, Perry. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. We got my man Raging Cajun Comics also in the house, which, by the way, Raging has a show that he does every Sunday. I'll give him a plug here because, well, one, I was on it not too long ago, but two, it's a really fun show. He's having also a lot of great guests, including a brother of yours, Missing Link, I believe, is going to be on there coming up soon too. So I believe that's this Sunday, tomorrow. So good stuff there. Yeah, man, Raging getting all the good all the good community members. So good to see you there, JD. Let's see. Scrolling through, we got Nas Feast. What's going on? Hello. Thanks for stopping in. Scrolling through here, we got Aiko. Oh, not familiar with Aiko. Good to see us. Aiko. I like that. Station Aiko. Thanks for hanging out. We got Unoriginal 00 also here. What's going on, Unoriginal? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Scrolling. We got my man VP in the house. VP, you're catching a live stream. All right, my man. Always supporting the channel. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Scrolling through. Chat just jumped on me here. Let me just get back up to the top here.
The chats are booming right now, man.
It is. We got 16 people in here. We haven't even gotten into all the crazy questions yet. I'm scrolling where I lost my place. Here we go. I see everybody saying hello to everybody else. Some good mornings, some good afternoons, even some good evenings from some of you who may be on the other side of the world. Let's see. I see Sheena getting a lot of hearts right now. A lot of love from Maria, everybody. Tacky in the house. What's going on, Station, brother? Station. Let's see here. I swear I saw there he is, my man Morbius. What's going on, Morb? I know Morb was under a little under the weather earlier. Hope you're feeling better, bro. Keep in touch soon. Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. Good to see you. Let's see here. We got my man Cole in the house. Comic Burrito. Station to you. He was a guest on here not too long ago, about a month and a half ago as well. We got my man Bill B. Donovan hanging out with us as well. Good to see you, Bill. Thanks for stopping in. Man, so many great faces here, guys. If you, like I said, if you're not already following Herminio, make sure you do so. Put his information in the description below, and do me a favor and smash that like button. That always helps.
Ding that bell for notifications.
Exactly.
Videos.
Exactly. Yes, that's smash that bell. We got my man Chamorro Cinema. I haven't played this video in a while, but Chamorro is hanging out here. So here's a little something. This is for Chamorro.
On your left. left. On my left. Got it. Don't say it. Don't you say it. Left. Come on.
Come on. That's for you, Manny. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming by here. Always love messing with him there. All right, I think I'm all caught up at the moment. I see everybody greeting everybody, saying hi. Appreciate all of you. And if I missed you, please just keep it going in the chat. We'll make sure to highlight. And if you have any questions for Hermino, definitely throw them in the chat, or maybe save them for a little later as we get towards the end here, and we can address those as well. But in the meantime, Hermino, this is all about you, my friend. So let's turn it over to you. The first big question, and I know you probably did not see this one coming, but we want to know, what's your origin story? Where did this begin for you? When you first got into comic books, how old were you? Who did you have around you for support wise, or even just to hang out and talk comics wise? And just generally, what was the environment like for you?
Well, I am an 80s baby. So probably showing my age there a little bit, but that's okay.
I'm 80s too.
So yeah, like I remember being 4 or 5 years old, probably when the first time I saw a comic, and it's my cousin who's like 5 years older than me. He loved G.I. Joe, and Transformer was his close seconds. You know, the cartoons, those cartoons were great.
Oh, yeah.
So he had those comics. So I would go like sneaking when he's not there. And he knew I was doing that, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's probably my first exposure to comic books. But the first time I had my own comics was I think I was around six years old, and some guy gave my mom a bag full of like 150 comics.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
just some late 70s stuff, early 80s stuff.
Just a gift.
Yeah, just a gift.
Wow.
And then like I remember, like, she gave me this comic. I was so excited, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I wanted to show my cousin, see, I got comics too, bro. You know what I mean?
That's great.
Yeah. So and of course I remember just pulling out the first comic I actually pulled out, believe it or not, was an Amazing Spider-Man 166. This one right here.
Oh my god! I just bought that. I literally just bought that book recently. It's so funny that you bring that up. I love that it's like a Christmas theme. Yeah, Christmas theme book.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, it's Spider-Man. He's fighting these two monsters. How the heck he's gonna get out of that? You know what I mean? And I just flipped. I didn't even know how to read the book yet, really. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still flipping, trying to read it. It took me forever to read it. But you know,
that's
like
amazing.
And then, like, of course, I had other ones like Powerpuff. No, not Powerpuff. Powerpuff wasn't even a Power Pack. There you go, Power Pack.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And stuff like that. Rom, Conan the Barbarian, just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm missing a few. I had some G.I. Joe and Transformers in there too.
Yeah.
And then my cousin actually took a few of them he didn't have from in there. He didn't think I know that.
He's like, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I had 150 books in there. You know, I wasn't gonna read them all anyway. But,
right.
That's how I was introduced. Of course, I already was digging Spider-Man from the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. You know, that the whole song.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's Amazing Friends. You know that whole thing.
Yep.
So I kind of already knew Spider-Man. So once I touched that Spider-Man book, that he automatically became my favorite. You know what I mean? That's just my number one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, not too long after that, you know, I started getting into comics here and there, because you will see them. You will go to the doctor, you know, go to doctors and all that. You go to the pharmacy.
Yep.
Spinner rack. You see more comics.
The classics.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
The classics. Yeah. So I had them already here, and this is my first Batman. You know, I had to show my Batman ended up becoming my second favorite.
Oh, nice.
443.
It's a cool cover.
Yeah. It's just like, I was like, what's going on here? Who's dying? You know, this looks kind of brutal to me as a kid. You know what I mean? You know, what is that? But this was a little bit after. You know, I got those a few years later, but that's how I remember my first Batman. And then and just like that, because one guy gave a bag of comics to a kid, to a mom, to give to a kid. That's how I got into comics and all that. And you already know Batman '89, the movie came out and all that. You know, and that's when I started, like, my interest. The comics was everywhere, and the newsstands everywhere. There wasn't as much LCSs around me. You know, I lived in Brooklyn, New York. So that's pretty much how I I just fell in love right there. Love at first sight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, man, I'm glad that those comics were given to you, man, because who knows where you would have been otherwise.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I mean, it's a very kind gesture, obviously, and I love hearing stories like that, especially nowadays. Like people, I was just talking to my buddy Jason, Claiming Comics, and he was saying how he like donates his some of the comics that he's done reading or that he moves on from. He donates them, and I just think about the idea of like what you're saying, like you don't know whose life you're changing. If you're giving them to whether it's a parent or the kid themselves, that you might make them a long-term fan. Look at you now. I mean, you are a long-term, you're all in, in terms of comics. So that's really cool. And it sounds like, you grew up at the right time too, or you got into it at the right time in terms of like all these different things going on. And then the 90s came, which even more of a boom for, comics and not only comics, but like the cartoons, all those 90 cartoons were so popular. I know a lot of people can relate to that as well, no matter what age you were at that time. And so it's really, just a kind of a perfect time to be kind of diving in. And for you, more so than me, because I wasn't reading when I was younger, but for you, I imagine there's a lot of nostalgia around in today's, what you're reading today and what you're collecting, even just the characters, how much they mean to you. Like you said, you're a big Spider-Man fan, knowing that you probably have read thousands of Spider-Man stories at this point, and just but I love how you talked about that first when you're like, you look at that cover, that Christmas cover, and you're just like, he's fighting two guys. Like, how's he gonna get out of this? And they're not just like regular human beings. These guys are like crocodiles and monsters, like
dinosaurs.
Right. Like, how can he take on one, let alone two?
Like that, man.
Yeah, like totally. That. Totally. And that's the magic of comics, man. That is the magic of comics. It's that tied into your imagination, and especially as a kid, your mind just goes off into all the possibilities. And so I love that you really live that and continue to live that, continue to go through that. So it's really cool. So I have to ask you then, when did the love for X-Men come about? Were you reading some X-Men during that time as well, or was it more in the 90s or later on in general? Because I know you're a mutant fan, right?
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't have a shirt.
Exactly.
I actually do like X-Men. I didn't just put it just for the name, even though I did, but
like, well, I'll throw this shirt on.
But yeah, like the early 90s, Jim Lee, X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Everybody had to have it. All my friends. Yeah, Marvel was the thing. Like, people kind of forgot about DC. They put it in the back pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See it in the newsstands and stuff like that. You only saw Batman and Superman, but everybody else you didn't see. Marvel, hot. The X-Force or Liefeld. You already know Todd McFarlane. On my Spider-Man. So that pretty much. And then the cartoon. The cartoon, which you see the picture right here. You know what I mean? Yeah, that cartoon was great, man. That cartoon was like the only thing that might be better than that cartoon was Batman the Animated Series, because that thing was so good.
Totally, Agreed.
What I mean?
Agreed. So, they're both up there. Yeah. 100%.
So like, I started reading them X-Men books. It was the way to be. As before they jumped over to Image.
Yeah.
And Wolverine became my favorite. You probably was gonna ask that, but Wolverine.
Yeah, I want to hear it, man.
You know what I mean? Like when he comes out and with the blades, come on here, bub. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man! One of the best. One of the best.
Yeah. There was like so much emotion towards them, and then you had like in the comics, eventually you had like Magneto take away his adamantium and all that. You know what I'm saying? The die cut issue with the slice.
Oh, that yellow one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I couldn't find. I wanted to find so I could show it here. I was like, I can't find that thing.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up, because I just bought that not too long ago for my first time. I know that when it first came out, that was a very popular book, to pick up or whatever. So I know it's to a degree, it's iconic in terms of, especially for Wolverine fans. But yeah, those are good things right there. Good stuff. I want to take a moment to say a quick hello to a few people in the chat that I saw chiming in here. We got my man Steve, Hip Hop's and me, representing Team Nerd Herd. Station brother. Man. Always good to see Steve. Yep, just caught him earlier hanging out in the chat over on Biggie's and Joker's channel for the morning coffee show that they do, the NY Warrior. So Steve up super early, even though he's West Coast, and that man was up. I guess it's like 5 o'clock his time, 6 o'clock his time, but he was up and hanging out in the chats, man. I love the dedication. We got my man Hyper Combo also hanging out with us. What's going on, Hype? He was a guest on this show not too long ago as well. So good to see you, brother. Hope everything is well. I saw Brandon putting your link here. Absolutely. Thank you, Brandon, for doing that. Yeah, let's try to get Big Herm past that 350 mark. Only 7 away. Only 7 away, man. I'm curious if we can get there by the end of this stream. That'd be awesome. Let's see who else we got in here. I saw another. Who else I want to light up? Oh, I saw my man John. John's Comics with Kids hanging out, giving you a big Hermino.
Another great dude in the community. There's so many. This community is awesome, man. I love this community, man.
Heck
so
yeah.
Good.
I see Morbius said, if it wasn't for comics, I would probably be in jail right now. See, there you go, man. That's the other thing too. Like, it keeps people focus on other things and not getting involved with anything negative or dangerous in any sort of way. But it's great. And Morb, I'm very glad that you're into comics. Hey, we got my man Michael in the house, Sove Collector, also here as well. Good to see you, Sove. Michael, you got to go back and check. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Go check one of my top 10 videos. There's something in that video that you will truly appreciate. And I haven't reached out to you about it yet, but you should go check it out. I think it's like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. But anyways, good to see you, Michael. Thanks for stopping in as well. Let's see, just scrolling. I think I'm caught up. Oh, there he is, my man Fable Station.
The
Fable,
fabulous one, Station.
The fabulous one. Yes, sir. We also got, I just missed it. Sith Lordley also in the house, who I know you're going to be on his channel later today with the Bad Batch crew, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Spine ticks. I've been running up the stairs, doing the push-ups and all. Get ready. I'm ready to do an all-nighter tonight.
You better be ready, man. This is the warm-up round right here. That's what this is right now.
The appetizer,
the appetizer.
So
give the people a taste, and then the full course later tonight.
Yep. Fable, Missing Link, and TM Nerdy. We're all gonna be there, raiding Stein ticks, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Good to see you, Sith. Let's see. We also got my man Phil hanging out. Comics Talk Weekly is in the house. What's going on, Phil? Also, let's see. Circum is in the house. Circumstances. What's going on? Hello. Let's see. Oh, so said I'll check right after the show. Can't wait. Yeah, man. Definitely. Yeah. And next weekend, Baltimore for sure. Shoot, yeah, that's right. You're gonna be down there. I'll hit you up, man. We'll meet up for sure. Brother Joe, Station, Brother Joe. I love your chant for him. So good. Speaking of earlier, I just mentioned Jason a few minutes ago, Claiming Comics. What's going on, Jason? Good to see you, man.
Station,
catching up on the new X-Men stuff right now. I've been making a push, really trying to read everything through. So I'm literally on just finished X-Men issue number 1 of the new X-Men. I read through all of Extra Swords. I read, all the important, like the key issues that have, built up to kind of this whole Hickman thing, the Inferno. I just read Inferno issue 1 and all that stuff. So some wild stuff there. I'm slowly catching up here. Brandon, it's going to be good times down there. Hermino, are you going to Baltimore?
No,
not going?
Man,
okay.
Not,
where?
Well, maybe one day.
Where are you? You're in New York? Where are you?
I'm currently in Queens, New York.
You're in Queens.
Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Queens now. I got to probably cross the bridge, like 4 or 5 hours from there. Just couldn't make it this year.
I'm really close to you, right? We live very close to each other. Did you know that?
Yeah, Jersey, right?
I'm
Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, to get to Manhattan for me with traffic, maybe 30 minutes. Like to get to the city. So it's you're not far. Miles wise, you're not far. I could hop on a train. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But yeah,
have to have a little meeting one day and bring Fable with us.
Dude, I saw when you guys were meeting up, and I love that. I haven't been to the city in a while, obviously with the pandemic and stuff. I don't really have any business being there otherwise, but I would like to get back to hit some of the shops up. And when I saw you guys doing that, I'm like, oh, I really want to get back now. And I have so many friends in the city too, including you, Fable. Like there's just so many that it would be nice to get back out in that area.
Man,
so
we'd love to do that, man. That was so much fun with Fable. We had so much fun.
I saw that.
First time we ever met together.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's just funny how we got close off of this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Off of
totally.
Technology. You know what I mean? Now just him. A Link is in Detroit, West Coast with Eric. You know what I'm saying?
They're family now.
Canada, and
them like totally. I totally get it. And I say that about all my different guests that I have on. Like once I get to know somebody, it's like I could literally be walking down the street, and if I saw you, it wouldn't be awkward. I'd come give you a hug and say, "What's up, man?"
Let's excited.
Let's go grab a drink or something. Yeah, exactly. So that's really cool. But I was just thinking, I'm like, all right, so you're in Queens. That's good to know. Are you near Royal Collectibles? Do you shop with them?
Yes. I haven't been there in a while.
Okay.
Not here. Where my mom lives is like 15, 20 minutes away, I think.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Here's like half hour, 45 minutes, something like
Gotcha.
that.
Because they have two shops. They have one in Astoria and they have one in I guess
Metropolitan or something like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. But they're good. They're good people. I only bring them up because they're good people. I've shopped with them before.
I've been to the one in Astoria because Astoria is where my wife used to live.
Oh, okay.
We moved here. That's
nice,
all the way on the other side of Queens.
I was thinking that. I was like, that must be on the opposite side, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, they're good people there. I was just curious if you hit that up. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, well, since we're talking about LCSs, do you recall your first time? I mean, I know you talked about kind of going into some of these stores that had spinner racks and things like that, but do you recall kind of an earlier time when you were actually going to an LCS, like a dedicated comic book shop? Kind of how old were you at that point, or what you were reading, or what you were picking up? Do you remember any of that?
So when I first got those bag of comics, which I was really young, so I didn't have my own money. My mom gave me allowance, and sometimes I didn't just buy comics. I bought a G.I. Joe or something like that.
Sure. Yeah. You got to get your toys, got to get your candy. I get it.
But we didn't have an LCS. I live in Wintersburg.
Okay.
Back then, we didn't have an LCS. We had one that it was kind of like an old school dollar store mixed in with Walgreens type style store that had comic books.
Gotcha.
So they had old school comics. So I used to go in there, buy packs of comics for $1 sometimes.
Wow.
Until I really got into it when, like I said, the Jim Lee, like 91, 90, 91, 92.
Right.
There was this one young guy, which he was in his early 20s, who opened up a LCS like 2 or 3 blocks away from me. Yep. And that's where I used to find my stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I kept going there until, of course, the crash happened. That disaster that happened.
Yep.
He didn't survive. There was no more comics in the pharmacy. You know what I mean? And that's when like I ended up stopping because I had no LCS around me.
Okay.
And
so
I did not.
Couldn't get anything.
Yeah, and I did not know that Midtown Comics ended up opening around the same year that happens, which is really weird. Yeah.
Oh, they're right around that time. Like that. Okay. Yeah.
So that's how I stopped comics the first time. Like I have a full story of throughout my years where I stopped and go, and a lot of people, they stop because they went to college, and there's not wrong with that. The girls and all like that.
Sure.
I had no choice. I stopped because I didn't have no more LCS.
Right. You had no access. Yeah, I get it. Totally get it, man. So you stopped for a while. Then when was it that you kind of got back into things? When did the opportunity arise for you?
When I graduated in 98. You know what I'm saying? And I moved to Florida to be with my family down there. And my mom stayed in New York.
Okay.
Which is a lot of people know throughout my channels who they are. That I call my cousins brothers and sisters because that's who they are to me.
Yeah, you grew up with
my second mom. Yeah.
Sure.
So when I lived in Florida, I didn't have a car till like maybe I was 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I found the LCS as soon as I got my car. And I got a job and all that. I'm gonna find this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I found an LCS close to. Cause I used to live in Fort Lauderdale, in Florida.
Okay.
And I found an LCS there, and I used to bring my little brother and sister with me, and they used to buy their own comics, toys. The little boy, he's not a little boy no more, but he used to buy like figures sometimes.
Cool.
And the girl bought the comics to read. She liked to read.
Nice.
So that's how I started getting back into it. You know what I mean? Through that love with them. I was gonna say,
I was just gonna say you could kind of teach them, like they're just getting into it for the first time. Your experience from the past, you were able to kind of tell them what to check out and things like that.
Exactly. Cool. But she had the love for Buffy and Angel.
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's how I got started. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I liked Buffy already, but she liked it so much, so we used to watch it together. And when we went to the shop, I bought her the comics. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's how she kept reading. She picked up other things, but that's how she got her comics. And not too long ago, those same comics, she AOK'd them to me. I have a whole video and all that.
Oh man, I missed that. I'll have to check that out.
Talk about Kind Onions. You want to watch that? You want to do more of that? Watch that. You know what I mean?
If you guys are interested in the results of cutting onions, go to Hermino's channel. That's always a good time. Yeah, no, that's great. That sounds really special. And it's cool that they were gifted to you like that. Very cool.
Yeah. But of course, after that, like a couple of years into it, they end up moving to Vero Beach, and then I end up moving to, and they moved their shop because there was trouble there because they had 2 locations. West Palm Beach shop. Anybody who knows Florida knows where that is. It's like an hour away from like Fort Lauderdale north.
Okay.
So I started going there, but the difference is from my shop I lived like maybe an hour and a half away because I lived 2 hours away from Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
When I went to Vero Beach. So I used to come down and visit friends. I used to have to stop to this shop, get out of my way, another 30, 40 minutes just to get my books.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
So I didn't do that every weekend. I couldn't afford that.
Sure.
I did it like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. And I told my LCS guy, look, listen, there's going to be time where it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Are you okay with that? He go, oh, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You
That's
sure?
good. Yeah.
You're fine. But months later, it wasn't okay. I guess back in the day there was specking. It's not just now. Especially Spider-Man.
Not just now.
Favorite. Not just now. It was always specking.
Right.
He would put the Venom issues, the Carnage, and I love Spider-Man. Everybody knows the Batman ones that are important. He used to take them out, and I would skip. And I'd be like, now look at it, and I was never. Now I would have said something, but that time was so nice that I didn't say nothing. Maybe I thought my pool was too big, so I was like, maybe I'll make it smaller.
Right.
You don't do this no more. But then, like another year later, he did it again.
Man.
And then just like that, my love for comics, and it's not even the comics fault, fell off again. That was around 2003, 2004. So
wow.
Boom. Right out of comics yet again.
I totally get that though, man. It's like it rubs you the wrong way and it kind of ruins the experience for you. And unfortunately, it was with this particular LCS. You know, who knows? Maybe there might have been other LCSs that would have done these types of favors. But you know, it was a different time then, just a different time. And like you said, there was speculation then too. Right. You didn't have right. There's no
Google Map or nothing like that.
Right.
So
right.
I didn't know. I didn't even know in my own town there was a smaller comic book shop, even in my own town. I didn't even know that.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
And I learned that 2 years ago when I found it through technology, and he told me, "Yeah, we were here since '98 or '97, whatever."
You're like, you've been here, right around the street, right around the corner.
It was gonna be 5 minutes from my house. I'm like, how did I not find you? It was a small. They used to be in a small spot, and they moved into a bigger place. That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
But So that's what happened with that, and then like I fell out of it, and then like somewhere. Then I move out of Florida, come back up here, so I meet my lady and all that, you know, bells ringing and all that.
Yeah.
We got married. Around like 2008, I went over to Florida, because I moved up here. I left some of my stuff over there, and I grabbed my comics. You know what I'm saying? I was excited because I was gonna get right back into it. There's plenty of shops in New York, you know what I mean? Now, and then I in our move all the way, because I drove, because you know it's 24 hours almost, you know what I'm saying, driving from there, and the traffic was bad.
Sure. Yeah.
By the time we came, I was really tired, so I left my car outside just for a few hours so I could take a nap and come back out and go get them, but they weren't there. It was stolen from me. My entire personal collection. Yeah.
I'm sorry. My gosh. No, you're good. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and when was this? This was around what year was this?
2008.
Okay. This as you get back, man. That's heartbreaking.
Yes. So like my wife encouraged me to just it's hard, but because she felt really bad. We both was like bawling,
upset. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my child. That's my everything. I tell you, the bag for the gone. So so she encouraged me to start a new beginning with it. You know, I have it on my Facebook and everything. You see, new beginning, and I pull out one of my. I don't even know if I can find it here. I'll find it later. But I pull out Amazing Spider-Man 361, appearance of Carnage.
Carnage, yeah.
And that was one of my favorite books. So I rebought that. Believe it or not, $4. Now it's not $4, but
whoa, good deal.
So I try to replenish But
Yeah.
I must have had like 8 to 10,000 comics in that
Wow.
little car, you know what I mean, that I
Yeah.
had, you know what I mean, and I had it like in file because we didn't have these nice little short boxes. They didn't have at that time, so they had them, but it was
Right.
hard to find. Like you think the shortage now, there was shortage back then.
Right.
So I had them on this big, those big. They look like long boxes, but they're files.
Oh
They're
yeah.
just
Yeah.
files.
Yeah.
That's what I had them in, and
Kept them in
literally
those.
like 8 to 10,000. Boom,
Damn.
gone. So
Damn.
I tried to buy as much as I could. That's a huge collection. A lot of runs, X-Men, friggin' Batman, Spider-Man,
All the
all
big
the good
titles.
stuff.
All the
Daredevil, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? To try to get all that back, it's a little expensive. And
Yeah.
I got back for a couple of years, but I still felt that hurt, that heat, and that hurt, and that
Yeah. The
it's just
pain.
it wasn't the same. So
Yeah.
I ended up dropping it again. A couple of I said 2008, right? So maybe
Yeah.
like 2012, I stopped.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So 2 years passed, and I start missing comics. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And my wife knows this. So New Year's Day, 2017, was the day where we were looking at retro video games. Because I was looking at getting into that a little bit. My wife goes, let's go to a comic book shop. And I was like, she's like, I love this woman. Can we get married again? You know what I mean?
Again. Yeah.
and I we go to comic book shop, and I saw Spider-Man. Who's Miss Marvel? Miss Marvel. All right. Boom. I saw Miles because I recognize Miles.
Sure.
I'll show the book later.
Yeah.
But I just started grabbing books. I saw some DC. All right. And next thing you know, I had a stack like this. Like $70 later. I'm like, holy moly, what the hell?
The stacks, they sneak up on you, those stacks.
Expensive. You know what I mean? $3.99 to like $2 where I used to buy them $1.75.
Right.
Different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I got hooked from there on. So from New Year's Day 2017 till now,
you've been back.
I'm back for good. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it, man. Just start to rebuild, man. Start to rebuild.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's interesting to hear that. You're jumping in and out. Or, you've been jumping in and out. And I've talked to a lot of other people who have, kind of been through this. Like you mentioned, like other people have their reasons, right, for why they had to, leave the hobby for a little bit, jump back in at other times, just because life happens, right? We're involved with so many other things, so many different parts of our life. But it's cool that you got back in, especially around 2017, because I feel like everyone I talk to, most people I've talked to, have had this break where it's like they didn't come, they either they had it as kids, the teenagers, they grew up, 20s, 30s, whatever. They didn't come back until around this time. Like I would say maybe closer to like 2018 to between that and the pandemic. I mean, a lot of people got back in during the pandemic. So anywhere in these time periods, and 2017 counts too. Like I got into it in 2018. So I'm like a year and a half behind you. And for me, I never collected before. So I brand new in terms of jumping into it. So, but it's just cool to see that we all kind of got into this, or at least back into this around the same time, especially thanks to the movies that are out right now, the shows that are out right now. And then things like you said, like the technology that we have to connect using Instagram, using YouTube, Facebook, whatever platforms that you use. Like it's a cool way to continue to bond and get to know people and talk about the books. Like it's always fun to read the books, but we want someone to talk to about the books as well. So that's really special, and I'm glad that you're able to navigate and kind of find your way back, to the passion that you've always loved, and you're here now, and you're part of this awesome community. Which I wanted to ask you about this community now. Well, let me backtrack for a sec. So when was it that you decided? Because you got back. Let's just say you returned in 2017. That's when you started buying again. But when did Instagram and when did YouTube come into the picture for you in terms of comic books? Maybe you had an account personally or whatever, but when did you actually make, big Herm Collectibles? When was that a thing? And what made you decide I want to get on Instagram, or I want to start posting pictures or videos and things like that? Where were you with that?
It's funny you asked that, because 2017, I didn't have a YouTube account. I used to use my wife's.
Oh, okay.
I was a watch.
Just to watch. Yeah.
And at that time, there wasn't as much comic book content as there is. Even when you came back 2018, that was perfect. Because when you got Tom, you got Bueller, you got Reggie King, and all that.
Yeah,
you like came in at the perfect time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that I'm complaining, but like when I started, I used to rely on Midtown Comics. They used to do a weekly pool thing. They used to go on the store that me and Fable just visit.
Yep.
And used to go through all the comics. You know, you get this, but it wasn't fun because the guy's trying to sell the comics and make you go to the store. So he didn't have we didn't have a no good, you know what I mean, telling me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I started. A couple of weeks later, I did my own account just so I could follow my own people because my wife was getting a little tired of me trying to get comic book content on her account. You know what I mean? Nah, she was cool. I'm just playing. Yeah. But she's like, she told me a couple of years before that I should have my own channel because I talk a lot, not just comics. Comics ended up being the one that ended up hooking me.
Right.
But I'm a sports fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Video games. I'm into so many hobbies. Like I just love it. Like I can never be bored because I'm into so many things. If I tell you I'm bored, I'm full of you know what. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or something's wrong, you know.
Yeah. If she said you could talk and I keep it bottled up inside because I had a knowledge with sports and wrestling. I still do. I don't follow as much as I used to because I'm into comics now and the channel. Sure. But so she's been telling me like 6.5 years before I even started this. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like after watching Bueller and all these guys, I went to Bueller's live chat one day and I was telling him, my wife, he's telling me to do this, to do my own channel. And he's like, you should start somewhere, jump in. He was one of the ones that inspired me to jump in and do this. And then Sam was right there, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Sam was like, pulling for me, you know what I mean? Because he already knew who I was.
Sure.
He's talking to chats and everything like that. And then Sam, and then I was like, all right, Sam, would you be my guest if I did a show? You know what I mean? If I did, he's like, I would love to. Because I was a Spider-Man fan. We got that connection, you know what I'm saying? Totally. Yeah. And then I'll say, if I do my first live, I want it to be with you. So so that was set. Bet. That was set. That was 2020. Was it 2020 last year? I don't remember, man. I try to erase that year or something. You know
I know. No, I think you're right though. It's at 2020. It's like right as the whole thing hit, the whole pandemic hit.
Yeah. After all that was happening, I started doing my videos. Like I started doing haul videos of 2000 and in the summer of last year. You know what I'm saying? I get the years. Like I said, last year is a blur to me. But I started doing the videos, you know, just dropping videos, not going live because live scared the out of me. You know what I mean? I said, let me get some experience and see if I like it.
Sure.
See if I like it.
It's a good way to go about it. Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, like I started enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, long story short, I started meeting up, you know, PCP. Robbie, I was watching him since like almost 2017. Yeah, that year, like 2 months after I got into comics, I started watching his reviews or something like that. So he's another one that inspired me a lot. You know what I mean? And in the chats, I used to like say hi to everybody. There was other chats too. There was JB, Discovery Bay was out. And all that. JB. You know what I'm saying? All those guys. I might be missing someone. I apologize because I appreciate all of you guys. But Roderican and all that. Yeah. When I started my channel, those guys put me on their channel, you know, represented, you know, me, shouted me out.
The shout out show, all that stuff.
You know what I mean? And then while I was doing that, I was developing a friendship with what you know now is the Bad Batch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Through
got the crew.
Mostly Sunday nights, Rockin' Robbie Live, which is all those other shows are awesome. But that was my favorite show of the week. Not only that, because in the chat, I met all these awesome people. You know what I'm saying? All the ones you mentioned earlier. You know, JT I met through Bueller, but he came over to PCB chat. You know what I mean? Yep. And then it's just like that friendship. Boom, boom. Fable came. Mr. Link, TM Nerdy. You know the guys. You know what I'm saying? Then out of nowhere, Jamal, man, he comes out of nowhere, and then one day he's conversating, and then he's like, he was doing Something's Killing Children. The first volume. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, I would have wanted to do that volume with you. And he's like, all right, you can do the second one with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just like that,
Just caught on.
That boom.
Yeah.
I went live in March. You know what I mean? I've been doing live ever since. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I know I skipped some parts, but
yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
It's great. And I remember when you were talking about how nervous you were at first and like just giving it a shot. I'm pretty sure I was there to see like your first live or your first set of live, shows that you started to do. And I remember you first putting out content. I wanted to bring this up too, because I wanted to think back to when I first recognized you and your name and when you and I started talking. And I want to say it was Bueller. It was during Bueller's shows, his regular, was it like the Monday mornings, premiered shows and things like that. I know that you were always in the live chat. Even to this day, you're always in the live chats. You're helping monitor, the chats and things like that. And I would just like everybody else, I would just start saying hello to you. Just start saying hi to the different, faces, different names that you start seeing come up. And it was like week in and week out, and you just start seeing the same. I mean, that's how I got to meet a lot of people just in general, just leaving comments, being in the chats, commenting. And you just say hello to people. And you were one that would, anytime I say hello, you would say hello right back. Like, and I always like appreciate that, the engagement. You never ignore anybody. Even to this day, you say hello to everybody. Yeah, totally.
Everybody that can. You never know. That person could be having a bad day.
Totally.
Or maybe it's first time in the chat. You know, it's nerve wracking because the first time I've been in the chat is the Rock and Robbie chat.
Yeah.
And then like,
because there's a lot too.
how me and Robbie connected in that chat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's cool. That's good to know. That's good to know. Very cool. Well, like you said, hey, and that's just it. You just never know until you give it a shot and you say hello to someone. Plus, at the end of the day, if someone says hi, it's like it all takes all of 1 second to say hello back. So I think it's nice, and even just for like the chat, like in here now, I always love seeing the engagement back and forth, the hellos. And again, if for those who are new watching, maybe you're watching this for the first time, or you're just new to the community in general, and you're looking to get to know more people, that's how you do it. You just start engaging, just start saying hi to people, even if you didn't know them. Yeah. Or reach out to them on Instagram, reach out to them, DM or leave a comment or whatever. Let them know you're watching their content. Cause it's a great way to connect. So
that's how the Bad Batch started.
That's cool.
All these guys, that's how it started with Sam. And he was like a little mad because I went live on Manny's. And he was like, I was supposed to be live. I'm like, no, you're going to be live on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Oh, okay. So that's how our show started. Like, I promised him first live. It was fun. My first live was a wreck. My internet was all over the place. And Sam took it like a champion, did a great job in that. And I wanted a rematch from that show.
Yeah.
He did one with me. We did Fantastic Four, and then we kept going. And then boom, that became ongoing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just you never know. Like, just say hi. Just say hi back. We say hi to you. We're not trying to, be spooky or nothing. We just, you might.
We're all in this. We're all in it for the same thing. We all share the same passion.
This community is my favorite community out of all of them. You know what I mean? I've been to other ones. Love them, but they were very toxic. It was just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody here seems to be all love, man.
Yeah, everybody's love. There's a lot of love in the you're gonna have your sour grapes here and there.
Sure.
But for the most part, man, this community is amazing, man, and it has grown so much. It's amazing. Like, so many people, man.
Yep. Absolutely. You're getting a lot of love in the chat, by the way. I just wanted to highlight just a couple of comments here. Brother Joe talking about from tragedy to triumph, the big Herm story, outcomes the what is that symbol there? I don't know what that is. I can't see it. Orange.
Out come the onions.
Oh yeah, the onions. That's great.
He's great man for words, man. He's always with the good words, man. Brother
Morbius saying the sneaky stacks always get you talking about those, when you start stacking up your comics. Yep. Let's see. Oh, we had my man Tyler come in here. What's going on, Darth Timo Station, brother?
Darth Timo, man.
Darth Timo.
He's always supporting everybody too, man. That guy's
man.
Too, man.
I got to meet him at Terrificon not too long ago. It was good to see him.
Nice.
Walking by,
awesome.
caught him. Let's see. Scrolling through here. I think did I miss? Oh, I saw Azor's in here. Or I saw someone mention Azor's. I think he was swinging by, or I'm not sure if he's working, but Azor's good to see you, brother. Thanks for swinging in. I can't find his name. And Louis Logic was here too. I missed him earlier. Louis, good to see you as always. Appreciate everybody hanging here. We got 18 people with us right now. JT says, we bust balls, but I love Herm. Make no mistake. Yeah, man. It's all in fun. All good times.
Yes.
Herm is the heart of the tree.
He's the Boston guy in the group, and me and him go at it all the time.
Oh man, JT. Yeah. I'm on your side there, bro. Morbius said Justin sent me flowers the first time we met.
I love those skits you guys do, man.
Yeah.
There's no way me and Faye were gonna replicate that. We weren't even trying. That was great, man. You guys are awesome, man.
Thank you, man. We got more coming. We got more in the works, man.
Yes, we need more.
Let's see. Scrolling through here. I think I got everybody at the moment. Sorry if I missed anyone. Again, a reminder for everybody watching right now, or if you're just watching this replay, I put all of Herminio's information in the description below. So make sure you sub him up and also follow him over on Instagram. Not just follow him, but reach out to Big Herm, because as you can hear and as the stories are told, he wants to talk comics. So if you want to talk comics, Herminio is the perfect person to talk comics with. So Herminio, we are at about the 50-minute mark. I have a couple other questions I want to ask you before we get into some of the rapid fire questions. Okay. So before we get into those, I want to just first ask, do you have a book or two that you want to show off, something that means something special to you? I know you showed a couple off here.
Sure.
If you have another one or two there that you got.
Yeah, I might. Of course, I finally found it. Here trying to find it when I'm talking, but I finally found it.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, it's not my original, but
that's okay.
I got it for like $4, so I ain't mad, because trying to get this now, and I think this is the newsstands. I didn't know about that. So, to be honest with you, as a kid, I didn't like the newsstands. I like the one with the Spider-Man.
With the artwork.
Yeah, that's the one I really like. So but I could never find them. I always find the boring newsstands.
The boring newsstands, yeah.
And those are the ones that people want now.
Right. Funny how that works.
So the Batman. This is one of the Batmans that at the time, like, the only way I went to DC, it was Superman, the Death of Superman, which I couldn't find that book. Like I say, I had to redo my whole collection. It's all over the place. But I found my
oh, nice.
My poor
breaking
Batman,
of the bat.
Man,
yeah.
Bring that monster, you know what I mean?
It's a painful cover right there. Painful.
Yeah. So I found that.
Yeah.
Going back to Marvel, we were talking about Miles Morales. Before I exited for the Broken Heart, and I stopped the last time I stopped.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, because I stopped reading them. I ended up with one of these babies. You know what I mean?
Whoa. Okay. I see you, kid. Nice.
Yeah. Guys, the right one. You want to see the difference?
The OG. Yeah, nice.
I got them both, so I don't have to read this. I can read this one, not this one. You know?
Right. Good move.
But, I don't know if it's gonna get ruined, because I still have it in the bag. But
in the poly bag?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. The only thing with the poly bag is, I know if it's like pressed on, like if it's squished between a lot of others, it could like indent the book, and it's not like a damaging indent. I think it could be, pressed out if you ever wanted to do something like that. But personally, I've been opening them just because of that, just so it doesn't leave a crease or whatever. But like, I don't think it damages it in any way. And as long as you aren't crunching them up against a lot of other books, I think it's okay. But either way, that's cool. I mean, it's rare, rare to see. A lot of people do just open them up. So it's only so many of those.
Yeah, I got a few left. I'm not gonna go crazy. This ain't the hashtag Blame Fable show. So
oh, Fable.
One comic I'm glad I found for a decent price before it went up was $6.55.
Oh, nice. It's Damian.
Yeah. I was so happy when I saw this. I got the next few. I got the second and third. I might as well just show them.
It's like 665, 666, right? And so on and so forth. Yeah. Yep. I know he has like a couple first appearances, kind of, or that whole story arc, right?
Yeah, this one. Then I don't have the next few. I'm gonna have to chase those down, but I did get the 666. So.
There it is. Yeah, I love that cover, man. Yeah. That's so iconic, man. That I recognize that.
It is, man. Yeah. I only found this one for $5 at the time.
Whoa.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying.
I got lucky.
It's great. I got lucky. You know what I mean?
Dude, no, absolutely. you gotta tell those stories, man. It's to show, I mean, that it's possible, and that that these books are out there at those prices, or at least they were at one point.
I have one more item.
Yeah.
This is a indie book. The
Okay.
only indie book I'm gonna show for now. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know how big it was gonna get.
Oh man,
I
yeah.
almost got a second one that day, and I don't know why I didn't get it. But
Right.
I'm not greedy like that. I'm not saying anybody's greedy for getting two. You know what I'm saying? But I just
Yeah, no, that's a great pickup, man. I saw when Bueller was selling his books, and he just sold his for like a lot of money, man. Like, I know that thing's obviously hundreds of dollars, but that's just good grab.
This is like the modern day Amazing Fantasy 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not gonna be as big as that, but
No, but it's hot, man, and it's a great read.
It's fire. You know what I'm saying? So
that's one I missed. I missed out on that one.
Yeah,
if there's ever FOMO, that's the one right there.
Yeah, man. I had an omnibus here, which is my first omnibus. I don't know if you mind me showing it.
No, let's see it, man. Let's see it.
My very first omnibus, thinking of Amazing Fantasy 15, which got me loving the omnibuses, is Amazing Fantasy, the first Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn. It's a thick book, man.
Thick one. First, all 38 issues plus the annuals.
That's incredible.
It's like 41, 42, 43 comics in it.
Man, that's a good one to have right there for the classics.
It's my favorite still out of all of them. My favorite run is the Hermino run after this.
Oh, okay.
But I appreciate this run. I appreciate
you have to.
And all of that. And when I first read this, it was the first time I ever read them complete.
Yeah.
And even though it takes a long time, because Stan Lee writing back in the day, a lot of dialogue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good stuff, but out of date, there are people that don't like, but I enjoyed it. But it took a while to read, but I had to show this one because it's my first omnibus.
I love it.
Open up a can of worms for me for that too. But we don't need to, we could do that, talk about that another day.
I love it. Hey, talking about Damian Wayne, JT was saying, I came back from break and I was like, what? Batman has a son? I get what he's talking about when he just got back into comics, and he just find out. Yeah, man, that's wild. Yeah, a lot of love there for the Grails. A lot of love there for the omnibus. Really cool stuff. What were we saying? Ramita's run is the best one for me too. Yeah, so I've been trying to slowly, and I mean slowly because it's expensive, slowly trying to collect the Ramita covers for ASM. I know that there's obviously some really big books, within that, but I love Hermino, man. I love his artwork, and especially on Spider-Man, it's just so game changing. It's just so, it's the best. So, and you recognize his work from anywhere, So really good stuff there. Sarcom says, I could definitely see myself getting into omnibus. I'm already building a trade paperback stack. Yeah, man, it's a slippery slope to go down the omnibus route. I've gotten a couple X-Men, but I mean, thanks to that omnibus, I created a whole show with John for that. But other than that, I try not to get too involved with the omnibus. I own 4 altogether, and I am it is tempting to get more because it's like they also
addicting. Just like the comics.
Yeah, and they look nice. They look nice on the shelves. They look nice to show off. Like you can, hold it up. You take the sleeve off it, all that stuff. And the fact that, you don't have to worry about beating up the pages so much because it's, it's not like the actual real book. So it is a nice way to read and catch up on certain books,
Even though they do a spec on them too now,
Well, tell me about it, man.
Shelf,
tell me about it, man. People specking, man. It's so funny.
Specking everywhere.
I blame Fable, just blame
Fable. Just blame him.
Yeah. That's what he's there for, So, all right, one other question for you, and then we'll get into the rapid fire stuff. And again, thank you everybody hanging out with us right now. Appreciate everybody watching the replay. As always, a reminder, smash that like button if you haven't already. So I want to ask you this in terms of, because I always like to bring this up, for there are always new collectors coming into the hobby, and I feel like even as we mentioned, like these past 3, 4, 5 years, there's been even more and more new collectors coming in, and hopefully we continue to see that growth thanks to things like the films and the movies and the shows and things like that. If I feel like this hobby can be intimidating at times. People look at this hobby, especially if you don't know as much about certain characters. You're, like, where do I start, or what do I collect? What do I buy? What do I read? Who do I follow? What is a good artist, writer? All these questions come into play. But if you had one piece of advice to give to someone brand new that either is about to get into the hobby, or they're on the fence about it, or maybe they just started collecting, a few months ago. What kind of advice would you give to someone like that? It could be general advice. It could be something specific. Anything that come to mind for you in terms of advice for somebody new?
My first advice is don't be embarrassed of what you like. Just go after what you like and start there first. Whatever. You like Spider-Man, go ahead. You like horror? Horror is big now. Horror is big. Go after that. If you want, if you're deaf to reading, because I'm more about the reading. I like the collecting stuff. I like to look at all that stuff, but that's not really for me.
Sure.
I like my variants.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There it is. Blame Bill. Maria's got it.
But I try. I dabble in the omnibuses. I dabble. If you're gonna do all that, just get what you like. Don't get this other book over there because someone said it's good, but you're not interested in it. You might be, but then like you stop getting what you like, and you start getting a bunch of stuff you don't like, or you might not like.
Sure.
And then like next thing you know, you try to get that other stuff and it's sold out, and
you miss it. Yeah.
If you're getting it physically, digitally, and then if you read it digitally, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that. Some people read digitally and buy a few books. You know what I'm saying? I know you started that 3-issue thing, and it boggles my mind. I like no way in heck I can do that.
It's hard, man. It's hard. Yeah. I'll admit I don't always succeed, but it's been decent. It's been a good run.
It's hard when you see 2 or 3 variants of the same book, and then there goes your week. Right?
Yeah, you're like, I need all 3 of them. Yeah. It's true.
So that's what I say. When you first starting, don't matter what the age is. Because when I was a kid, when you were a kid, it was fine. I just got a little older. Yeah. People used to make fun of you for like reading comics. Oh, that's for kids, a little kid and stuff like. That's what I had to deal with. I'm sure a lot of people nerd. I always wore my shirts. Yeah. Whether it was sports or comic related or movie. Hell yeah. It was me. Like that's
it represents you. Yeah.
That's who I am. You know what I mean? And just be you. Don't worry. The LCS, there's plenty for everyone. There's plenty, like I said, horror, action. If you just like capes and stuff, that's fine too. Maybe you'll find your way into the other stuff. I like dabbling a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? I'm mostly horror in the indies. I love my horror books, but I do dabble in the other stuff, science fiction, all that. But my favorite will always be Marvel and DC. Will always be Spider-Man. Will always be superheroes. That's gonna be number 1 for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's okay if you change. I used to love superheroes. Now I just love the indies. That's okay too. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We all grow.
Get what you like. Don't if you want to go the collector's route, that's fine. Just be careful. You know what I'm saying? That's you might be getting 10 books of the same of things you think is gonna sell, and they don't. All of them are flops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you're gonna collect for collectors, do your homework. And if you're gonna do for reading, and you're not really into collecting, but they're trying to lure you there, don't do it. Just keep reading. It's okay. Yep. There's comic books is for everybody. Totally. That's what I always say. Where I was a kid, all the way up to when we get old and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's my piece. I know that was a long advice, but
no, it's great. It's great. No, you're spot on so many levels, Hermino, and I echo you 1,000% in terms of you have to explore what you like, find out what it is that you care about, and then go into that more, and not so much getting wrapped up in what people tell you to necessarily do. Now there's a difference if someone suggests something or they think that you'll like it from a friendly standpoint, then that if you have the money for it, or if you're able to swing it, then you explore it. But like you're saying, don't go all in on spending your budget on things that you don't necessarily care about, and then next thing you know, you don't have enough for the things you do care about. That can ruin the experience as a whole. So I think that's great advice. And Sith here also pointing out, even Ice Cube and DJ Yella liked comic books. Yeah, man, you never know who is a comic book fan or a nerd at heart, and when you start to talk to people, it's cool. I mean, it's cool to people have the same interests as you. You might not see that right away, or maybe they don't have the shirt or whatever, but it's like but I totally agree with everything that you're saying here. I think it's great. And everybody here in the chat seems to agree with you as well. So appreciate Appreciate that. Yeah, man. Always trying to consider those who are new, who are just getting in, and we are still to this day, getting new collectors, new people to the community, to YouTube, to Instagram. So I welcome all them, and it's always nice to throw some advice out there, even if they're not asking for it, because I feel like some people are embarrassed to ask, or they don't want to put that out there. So I totally understand. But yeah, so love the advice. Appreciate that. I want to get into some of the rapid fire questions, and then we'll kind of we'll do the rapid fire. Then at the end here, if you have anything you want to shout out, or I know you have some things coming up, you can plug away, and then we'll wrap things up here. So and again, thank you everybody hanging out. We still got 17 people with us right now in the chat. Anybody in the watching the replay, thank you for doing so. Make sure you are following Hermino. Let me so all right, so we already talked about your first I like to ask your first favorite character, but what I'm going to ask, to kind of change it up a little bit, is who is your favorite villain of all time?
Ooh, that's a
if you could only pick one favorite villain.
Great month for it too, October. The great villains, man. If I could only pick one, that's not easy. Come on.
More so, what comes to mind? Like, what is the first kind of character you envision as you think about?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I guess if you talk about first villain as a kid that really got me.
Yeah.
Before Carnage, that was my next one.
Yep.
It had to be Venom. You know what I mean? Because he was a villain at first. You know what I mean? He
totally.
Was mean. You know what I mean? Like
I
was afraid for Spider-Man. Every time I read those comics. You know what I mean?
And he's scary. He's a scary dude. Like,
So I guess that counts, right? He was a villain first.
Absolutely. 100%.
Him and next is Doc Ock. He used to scare the crap out of me too sometimes.
Oh yeah, with all those. Yeah. No, great choices. And I think I'm right there with you in terms of those are just some of the best. And I was
Goblin and Joker came after that, but those were
you gotta have Joker up there.
Ones, so no,
it's good. And hey, these are tough. Some of these questions I'm gonna ask you are tough because I am narrowing it down. All right, next thing up. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Man, that gets asked a lot, and I still can't answer it right.
It's hard, right?
You know what I mean? It's just like if I can fly, but can I breathe when I fly? You know what I mean? Because like that whole science thing, maybe this comics. Maybe I keep it to the comics.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, that's so good. Oh, I'm supposed to be rapping. I can't even. Oh man, I know. I remember once Reggie said immortality, but I don't know. That was gonna be mine, but I was like, man, I see my loved ones. I lose my loved ones and all that. I don't think I could deal with that.
There's pros and cons. Yeah, there's pros and cons to that.
But invincibility, like Superman without the kryptonite, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Power, speed, Superman powers and all that. That's the power I would like. You know what I mean? He can fly. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, I like how you're categorizing everything into one. The Superman powers. Boom, done.
Boom,
laser beams from your eyes. The
there
super
speed,
everything.
That's cheating right there.
I love it. No, we'll give it to you, Herm. We'll give it to you. I love it. It is funny because it's a question that even I've been asked it on other shows, and even my mind goes blank, and I'm like, oh crap, like what? You'd think that it'd be an easy question to answer, but it's hard because there's so many great ones, so many great powers. So, but I'm gonna give you the Superman powers. I like that.
Without the kryptonite.
Without the kryptonite, even better. Let's see. Who is your number one? We're gonna go with current, or we're gonna go with not current, but whoever I should say that's alive right now. Who is your favorite comic book artist that's currently alive that comes to mind?
Who? Well, the most current is Patrick Gleason. Like,
oh, nice, yeah.
Stuff.
Love his stuff.
I love Spider-Man.
Yeah. That iconic that cover that he came out with. Yeah, 55, but man. Yeah.
I was a fan of him before that. You know what I'm saying?
You were. Oh, cool.
Superman. He, and all that. So the fact that he blew up the way he did got me excited because I was like, ooh, I was a fan of him before he blew up.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So if I had to pick one, all time is Todd McFarlane. Obviously, seeing him as a kid, his art. He's the first time I started noticing the art a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it stood out so much.
Yeah, because before it was just I used to read comics and that's it. I didn't think about who wrote it.
Sure.
All I saw was like Stan Lee's name was there a lot.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I
right,
knew that
right.
name, but
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane, like all time, but right now Patrick Gleason. So I cheated
Love it.
again, but 2 names.
No. Everybody take note. If you're on this show, this is how you squeeze in 2 to 3 answers. Hermino is hitting home runs here with that. All right, Herm. What is the last comic book that you read?
The last comic book I read was actually, I have it right here, because I haven't read anything of this week. Sif, don't beat me up. I'm gonna try to read
You
some
better catch
after
up
this.
tonight. Yeah. You got a
But,
long night ahead of you.
I got a long night. But I recently read Volume 1 to do a show, do the monthly show with Fargate about the collector's edition and omnibus. So I'm reading Volume 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Joss
This is
Whedon.
the Legacy Edition. You
Very
know what I'm
nice.
saying?
Oh, very
You know
cool.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this one collects issues 11 through 19. So they take first Dark Horse from back in 97, 98, around there. This Dark Horse started Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So this is like continue on. There's 5 volumes now. So it's like 50 comics total plus short stories that they had. And this is show a few pages if you don't mind.
No,
You know,
absolutely.
I don't even know where to start, but I mean anybody who loves Buffy the Vampire Slayer is gonna love these collectors. And since it's October, I was like, might as well read it. Counts. It's vampires. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The art's pretty good. You know what I mean? This one's Dan Brinton and Christopher Golden. I get. Oh, Joe Bennett is up in here too.
Oh, nice, nice. He does the Hulk, some of those Hulk covers. Yeah. Joss Whedon, man. I want to go back and read some of Joss Whedon's X-Men stuff because I have not read the. I think it was Astonishing X-Men. I think that Joss Whedon wrote. So I want to get into some of that too. So that's a nice little collection there and very cool. I always like to hear kind of where people stand in terms of their literal last book that they've been reading. Because I mean, I know you read a lot of new stuff and old stuff, so it's a nice combination of seeing where you're at.
You can say that with my whole videos. You can say that.
Yeah. You're all over the place, man. It's the best way to be. It's the best way to be all over the place.
I love it. I love books, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely. Let's see. Let's talk about the films for a second. What is this is a tough one. If you had to choose your favorite film based on comics or heroes or whatever, what's your favorite film? New or old? Just any one that comes to mind. We're talking MCU. We're talking the classic DC stuff. A lot of indie stuff out there.
You're making me choose between it's like I don't have kids, but like a parent trying to choose between the kids.
Favorite kid, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is what you're trying to do to me,
man.
Yeah.
Brittle.
It has to be the first one I fell in love with is Batman 89. If we're gonna go there, my most watched movie was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when that first came out.
Oh, that's
ahead of its time.
That's a good one too. No one's ever mentioned that one on here.
Yeah. So that's my most watched. That might be, if I had to really say most watched, that was my most watched. But I say if something that touched my heart is Batman 89. I cheated again, but we'll go with it, right?
Hermino is so good at making sure to squeeze.
I'm like Aaron Judge, man. All rise, baby. All rise.
They're legit answers too, because you're like, well, if I had this, then it would be this. But if I had that, it'd be that. I'm like, yeah, no, that's legit. That counts both ways.
It's so hard.
Hey, we got BLC in the house. What's going on? Big Lion Cat Station, brother.
Cat Station.
Thanks for stopping by. Mercy here talking about your superhero or Superman powers answer. He says Superman powers answer got me thinking of that clip that the guy trying to buy the Wolverine powers. Oh yeah, look it up on YouTube if you miss it. I know you sent it to me, Mercy. There was a clip of somebody who basically asked to buy Wolverine's powers, like 2 guys, and so they agreed that like one would get half of his powers, the other would get the other half. So one guy gets the abilities to like have claws, but the other guy gets the healing factor. So the guy with the claws can't heal, and he's like in all this pain and stuff, and he's like, this is a terrible idea. Yeah, like it's like really bad. It like totally backfired. It's like a little skit somebody did on YouTube. But good call there, Mercy. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of that. Yeah, it's funny. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, seeing everybody. Thanks for chiming in. Everybody that's hanging out with us still. Let's move on to the next one here. If you could go back in time travel, and go buy one comic book off the shelf of any time period at cover price, and the only thing is you can never sell this book. It literally has to go to the grave with you. what would that one comic book be that you would travel back in time to buy at cover price?
At cover price. I mean that's obvious. Amazing Fantasy 15.
I was thinking, it's right. It's probably that one. Yeah. Nothing else does
Comics
that.
27 will be the next one, but all right.
Oh my goodness, this guy's on fire right now. Hermino, all rise. He says BLC says FF1. Interesting choice. Interesting. Yeah, that's a great one too. Another great one. Very cool. All right, since you're an X-Men fan, I gotta ask you. This is an A or B. This is a one or the other. Who would overall? Who is your favorite X-Men team between the original X-Men team and the new X-Men team, meaning the Claremont X-Men team? Which of those two do you stand by if you had to choose one?
I respect the original one so much, but I have to go with Claremont, man.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. I was like, come on, you got to go with the new team. Come on. All right,
that'd be the third comic I would get. You know what I
mean? Oh my goodness, yeah, man. You got to. I'm with you there. Okay, let's see. So let's switch it up here a little bit. Okay. I want to ask you. These are some actual rapid questions, so a little more back and forth that I always like to ask. And I keep these here because these were fairly recent, and not sure if you read these or not, but these are both indie titles. If you had to choose, what would you prefer, Carmen or Stray Dogs?
Stray Dogs.
Ooh, boom, easy.
They're both great. Stray Dogs, man. I love it so much, man.
Love it.
You're so heartbreaking at the end too.
I know. both of those books are teary-eyed books. Those are onion books for sure.
Yes, they are.
All right, this is a tough one. These are all been tough. I apologize. Pizza or cake?
Oh.
Your reaction's great.
You weren't kidding, man. Come on, man. You know how much different cheesecake? Come on, cheesecake. It's a cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just.
And I'm from New York. You know what I mean?
Oh man, you gotta
did that on purpose, man.
He's torn. We have broken Herminio.
It's gonna break my heart to choose one, but I will just for you.
Thank you.
I'll choose pizza because I love pizza so much. It's just like, if you're from New York, like a lot of people, people always say that. When I went there, you probably didn't go to the right one. There's a lot of great pizzerias in New York and in Jersey.
And Jersey too, yeah.
Like
totally. Yeah, you're right.
There are. You guys are a brother or sister from New York, so
yeah. Pretty much, yeah. All right, I'm with you, man. I support your choice there. Totally support your choice. Yeah.
I don't know if I like you anymore.
hey, I'm the mayor, sir. I am the mayor. I can ask these questions. Yeah.
I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah. All right, next one up here. Are you a Pepsi guy or a Coca-Cola guy? Or neither? I guess you could say or neither. Oh man, you're breaking my heart, Herminio. Breaking my heart, man.
Listen, us Puerto Ricans here in New York love Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Fair enough. Agree to disagree.
I used my family, like in the beginning, they used to drink a lot of Coke. You know what I'm saying? And my aunt from Florida, that's like a second mom to me, she told me, no, Pepsi's better. Try Pepsi.
That's the way.
I did that. I never went back. Once you go Pepsi, you don't go back.
You don't go back.
You don't go back. So
that is the classic saying. So yeah. Maria says you gotta go. You gotta have Wawa. There you go.
Yeah. You guys got Wawa. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
She loves that place.
Does she? Yeah. I got a couple around here. Big Lion Cat saying Pepsi as well. Travis saying Pepsi. Oh no, definitely Pepsi. Wait, he says definitely Pepsi. Not me. I love my Coca-Cola. Oh. Wait, I'm confused now. He's saying two things. He's playing the Herminio card and giving two answers. This is not fair.
Yeah. He's learning.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, he's learning.
Yeah, them
Coke all day.
Them Western people, like Coke, you know what I mean? They go with whatever everybody else goes with, they don't want to try anything,
Manny, you hear this guy? Oh man. All right, next next one up here, I'd like to ask Batman or Daredevil? I think I kind of know the answer to this.
Batman.
That's understandable.
I love Daredevil.
I love Daredevil.
That's next. Like if Spider-Man and Wolverine, Daredevil's in the top 5 because I really did love Daredevil growing up. So
Nice.
For
All
Marvel.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
But Batman it's literally Spider-Man, and right next to him is Batman. I love them both so much. Spider-Man's because it's my first love. I picked up that book. It was a Spider-Man, so that's how he gets the win. But
Understandable. Makes sense. What about well, it's tough. James Tynion or Ram V?
I go with Tynion because he writes the Batman book. That's cheating, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right. But Ron V, man, he made me read Swamp Thing, so I give him all the props, bro, because I wasn't reading that. So
same.
So
he's
that
great.
was a tough one, man.
He's great. He goes, you. One day you can ask me questions, and you can torture me with all these difficult questions.
I want to be there.
Yeah. Let's see. I always like to ask this one too: Frizen or Bartel?
I'll go with Frizen.
Ooh, yeah, I'm with you there too. I like Bartel a lot, but Frizen's like I have to own like every Frizen book that comes out. I feel like
it was still tough.
Yeah. Here's a good way to answer. TM saying I read more Tynion, but I like Ram V. There you go. All right, fair enough. The old two answer trick.
He's going to my route right there.
Yeah. All right, let's switch off here and a few questions before we wrap things up. A few questions non-comic book related. I'm going to go back to movies first. Okay. What is your favorite film overall, whether it's about comics or not? Just what's a film that you just know, you memorize, you watch it all the time. Like what is your favorite film of all time?
Damn,
something that you could just have on, even if you're not even like fully watching it because you just love it.
It's so hard. There's so many.
I know.
I like. I mean, you. I swear.
Oh, that's a good one, BLC. That's a good one.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, BLC. Just Star Wars. I'll choose Star Wars.
That's your. All right, there you go.
He gave me an out.
He copying his homework. I get it.
Yes,
all right.
he gave me an out. Thank you. That's a tough one. There's so many.
It is tough. There's so many classics. Yeah. So many classics.
Somebody's gonna end up. Somebody I know. You didn't mention this. You didn't mention that. I'm
Sorry,
it was the mayor's fault.
Yeah. just blame the mayor. Blame the mayor for that. Let's see. All right, let's talk a little bit about. We got to talk about sports here, right? I mean, I know that you and I share very similar passions for certain teams. Obviously, the Yankees. I got mine on backwards, but so we are. I mean, normally I ask, what's your favorite team, but you're New York across the board. Is that right? I mean, in terms of sports, different sports. Yep. And what's your favorite sports? Like, or do you watch a lot of different sports, or where do you stand with that?
Yeah. So growing up, it's all growing up. Like if I had to choose one, my first love in sports was baseball. And not because Yankees won all the championships for me, but
it's a popular time for sure. Yeah,
but I was already loving baseball before they won in '96. That was an amazing year.
Yeah.
But my favorite championship. But actually, the first team that I liked the most, on my team, the first one that won the championship was New York Rangers in '94.
Oh, okay.
I'm also like
Rangers fan.
I love us New Yorkers. We love sports, so most of us, not all of us, but most of us follow them all. At least try to.
Yep.
But it has to go with the Yankees, and then if I had to choose sports, because most people will say the football because that's America's number one right now, but it had to be the Knicks, and then Jets, and then the Rangers.
Okay.
But no
Giants. No Giants.
No Giants.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
I don't know why, but I gravitated towards the Jets, which was bad.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, sorry. I mean, it's not that much better on the other side, but either way.
They won 4 championships while I was alive. So
true.
I'm just saying, like, it would have been easier for me to say Giants, but I can't. I am a Jets fan. Jets. Jets. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
We're going through rough years right now, but we'll be back.
Yep. As they say, rebuilding mode, and it's been 20 years, but rebuilding mode.
They're literally rebuilding the right way this time.
Right.
And then, of course, my Knicks, what I'm saying, they actually are doing pretty good. They're finally getting better.
They're exciting. I'm looking forward to watching them this year. Yeah, for sure.
And controversy, the nation loves the Brooklyn team. You know what I'm saying? Because who's there?
Yeah, the Nets out.
And they get mad when I say this, but the city is all about the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? It just is.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, why do you guys always say that? Because the difference between Net fans and Knicks fans in this city is more apart than any other teams. You have a lot of Giant fans, you have a lot of Jet fans. You have a lot of Yankee fans, you have a lot of Met fans. All those fans, most of those fans root for the Knicks. And that's why there's so many Knicks fans. So
right. It brings everybody together. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people, oh, it's baseball, New York's team, or it's football, all of them really. But if you really, really go down, if the Knicks did anything in the playoffs, go far, this city will be rocking more than any of those other teams. If they
that's a good point.
Get there.
That's a good point. It brings a lot of people together, a lot of New Yorkers and New Jersey, even just this whole tri-state area together when Knicks come together. So it's a good point. It's funny you bring that up. It reminded me of a time when I went to this was before the pandemic. I went to a Rangers game, and well, actually, it was technically the Devils game. We went to the Devils Stadium to watch them play the Rangers. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I do. Yeah, they're exciting. The games themselves are exciting. If I ever, anytime I get a chance to go to a physical game, I love watching them. I always make the joke and say that I go to a fight and sometimes a hockey game breaks out, but they're always entertaining. The energy is great. But so it's Devils and Rangers, and I don't really take sides. Like, I know that obviously they a lot of friction. Yeah, big rivals. But during this time when they were playing, and everybody was on their own sides, it was during the time that the Yankees were in the playoffs. And when everybody came off the ice during one of the period breaks, they had on the big screen, like off the, if you came out, like where the food and the bars are and everything, they had on these big screens in at the Devils stadium, they had the Yankees on, and everybody were Yankee. Everyone was Yankee fans, even though you had Devil fans and then you had Rangers fans. But when the Yankees were on, it was like everybody was humming "Kumbaya" together. We were all friends. So I like that. It's tricky with these New York teams because yes, you can choose sides, but at the end of the day, if one of them is doing good, especially like you said, Knicks especially, I could see that they're like the New York team. Yeah, they're like the right. And of course, exactly. Yeah, and then the Nets I get too, because they used to be the New Jersey Nets for a very long time. So like some people, they still keep that separate. But yeah, being Brooklyn now, I do like watching the Nets because of the talent that they have, and they are entertaining to watch. Yeah. So I do root for them. But I'll root for the Knicks too. I mean, I always want to see them do good. It's been hard.
They lost in the playoffs. Tabloids and all that. They were okay. They were mad.
Oh, yeah.
When the Knicks lost and they lost in the first round against the Hawks, where they were expected to beat the Hawks, that was all over the place. That was like people were pissed.
Right.
The Nets was like, all right, we'll get them next year, whatever. The Knicks was like, why are you wearing that Knicks hat? I'm gonna wear it anyway. I'm one of the only ones that would wear a hat right after they lose the next day. I'm like, I don't care, that's my team.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
It is brutal. You already know.
Sid, here's a good point too. Sid's saying that same with the Lakers. They bring the OC to LA together. They have obviously a lot of different teams out there on the West Coast too. So good point there, Sith. Hey, I see we got Chaos in the house. What's going on, Chaos? He says, "Go Dodgers." I know that you guys are on a run right now. So
I'm rooting for the Dodgers.
Same.
I know there was supposed to be a rivalry, but that was a long time ago. I wasn't alive for that. So I can't stand the two American League teams playing. Sorry, JT.
That's what
I just want them to beat the crap out of each other, go 7 games, go 20 innings in that 7 game, get each other tired, and then get swept by the Dodgers.
That's a good. I like that. That's the best case scenario right there, man. Best case. Hey, Dodgers, they have their own fight. They gotta make sure to squeeze out the Braves here. But yeah, we'll see. They
went through a tough one with San Francisco. That was a good team.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. They're the best 2 records. I mean, they both. It's crazy that's how it happens sometimes with baseball, right? That the fact that, or any sport really, where sometimes the divisions just tie you up with the better teams. And
Yankees, Boston. A lot of times they had the 2 best records.
2 best,
league,
right.
They have to play each other
early. Yeah, and they get removed. Yeah. JT was saying, invite the mayor to her. How do you say this?
Hermania 2.
Hermania 2. Herm. Yeah. Love that. BLC saying go Niners. He's a Niners fan. Okay, I respect that. Yeah, Chaos also mentioning real LA people love the Clippers. Oh, real LA. Oh man, be careful. You could be throwing some bows there.
Oh, chaos! Don't.
Yeah. Starting some trouble in the chat here.
Be careful out there, man.
Yeah, right. I'm with Maria here. There you go. Tri-state love. Absolutely. Very cool. All right, let's see. Love talking sports. Hermino, man, we will have to continue our sports conversations anytime you want, man, because I could tell you can hang, man. I love it. And I love my sports too. So one thing too I wanted to ask you about sports. Do you do what do you call it, fantasy football or any fantasy type stuff, or not really?
I used to. I was really good. I would like have 4 or 5 teams and win. I'm not bragging, but I would win 4 out of 5 championships every year.
Awesome. That's great.
You know what I'm saying? But I just got tired of it. Like sometimes, like when I was like I gave up on it like 3 or 4 years ago, and the Jets were actually good, and they would win a game, but my fantasy team was losing, and I'll be like pissed.
You're torn. You're torn. Yeah, you're torn. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like,
it is hard.
I had a buddy that was like that too. His name was Daniel Royal.
Yeah.
I had one of my buddies, but he felt the same way. He stopped, I think, too. He might have continued 1 or 2.
It's understandable. Yeah.
I had to stop. I was like, and then like I work overnight, so I had to like come from work because I work Saturday nights.
Oh.
See who's in and out, and then nap,
and
up,
go to sleep
before my Jet game. Go to sleep, get up before my Jet game, see who got injured.
Right. Make sure you get the right lineup. Yeah, that's tough.
Because you really got to think. That's how you win. You really got to.
It's research. It's effort. You got to put time into it. You got to read. You got to look up the news. Yeah, it is. It is a lot of work for sure. It can pay off if you're in the in the money leagues. But yeah,
it's fun, but it could be a lot of work too.
Agreed. Very cool though. I'm glad. I was curious. I know there's some other fans in the comic book community that do like the fantasy stuff. I know Sith Lordly is one. I know Brandon has been doing them for a while now. So, but it's cool. I'm always curious to hear some of the community members who's in for fantasies, football or baseball.
Man, we have to do a sports show. Roscoe,
dude,
I want to do one too.
Dude. Oh, Roscoe. Yeah, that's right. I talked Giants with him. Yeah, we should do something like that. I know. Hialeah Comic Bro. He does a sports thing, and they always have a lot of fun too, talking about football and things like that. But you're right, man. I mean, I feel like I could talk sports with you all day, man. It's great. All right, I'm going to switch gears here just a little bit. If you and Maria could travel anywhere in the world, completely free, like paid for, no worries about a pandemic or anything like that, completely safe, and somewhere you've never been before for an entire week, where would you go? Like, what's your dream like vacation? If you could choose, if it was on you.
Oh man, she knows me so much.
Yeah,
I will like most people would probably say around the world. I'm not with going around the world. You know what I mean? I watch too many movies. You know what I'm saying? I feel like go to Paris, something's gonna happen. If I'm over there. Yeah. I just feel more comfortable in the States. Fair. I've never been in the West Coast. Never.
Oh, okay.
Up and down the East Coast.
Oh my
goodness. Never been in the West Coast. I would love to go to Cali and go to a Dodger game.
Oh my goodness.
I'm simple that way. With Sith and stuff, we go see a Dodger game or something.
That'd be cool.
Yankees or whoever they play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would love to do that. Go to Disneyland because me and my wife, I took her for the first time to Disney World back when I lived in Florida.
Nice.
She was living up here.
Yeah.
She came down and quick story.
Yeah.
I was gonna propose to her on with the fireworks. I was all romantic on the bridge, but it was her first time in Disney World. It was the biggest mistake I ever did, and we were pressing for time because she had to leave soon, and she's like, "No, I want to get closer to the fireworks," and then I almost dropped the ring and stuff. She probably hates that I told that story, but yeah. I had to wait the next night, and there was another story there, but that's a story for another day. But
I love it.
That's where I would go, and she would love that because she loves Disneyland, like Disney. That's cool. She would love to go to castle over there. So
totally.
I think
that counts, man. That counts. Yeah. And you got a lot of community members over there too. You could even meet up with. So
yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, JT says see Eric Durant's.
There you go. Eric Durant is over there. You know what I mean? Seth, all these guys are over there. So JB, you know what I mean? They're all over there. So
yeah. I can't entice you instead to go to the beautiful Minnesota, and then you can visit Manny if you want to take that as your vacation.
I don't think he would want me to do that.
he's like, nah.
What are you doing, Herm?
Get out of here. So funny. Let's see. a couple more, and then we'll wrap up. I'm having fun here. This is good.
No rush, man. No rush.
All right. What's your any recollection of a best concert that you've ever been to? Are you a concert goer? And if you are, what's your
I knew you would ask that.
What's your favorite?
Ask me about the concert.
Yeah. Do you do it or no? Are you into them or not really?
I haven't been to a whole lot of concerts, but I'm Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican, so I grew up loving Mark Anthony when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I got to go to his concert, and it was supposed to be a farewell concert. It was about '96 or something like that. For he was gonna go to Broadway for a little while and all that. So he had this like 2.5, almost 3 hours extravaganza with all these celebrity singers with them. You know what I mean? and that concert. If anybody knows Mark Anthony and the salsa and all that, that was great with the. It's a concert, man, with all the instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite as a kid, and then my favorite when I went to Florida, because it's when I went to the Shakira concert, because I love Shakira. She's one of my. So I was listening to her this morning. I was like, he's gonna ask me. I have to mention her, but I knew it. Her concert. It was the second to last concert. It was in Miami, the old original Miami Arena. And it's the one before she went to LA and finished there before she did her crossover. Before she did Laundry Service. So it's her Spanish concert. Oh. And that concert was the band she had playing for her. And I don't know if anybody ever heard the MTV plugs, the MTV plug stuff and the all the music artists would do a concert there like that. Yeah. Like Unplugged? Unplugged. There you go.
Yeah.
Unplugged. Yep. And she did that concert there like that. It was exactly like that, but even better. You know what I mean? It was like, I love that girl, man. And just to see her, because she's a punk rocker and all that. Alanis Morissette was, she was driven by people, her like girls like that and stuff like that. So that had, if I had to really pick one, because I love the Mark Anthony one, right, I would pick that one. And then I've been to a Britney Spears concert. Yes, I was a Britney Spears fan. I went to 3 Britney concerts. That's how much I loved her.
Wow, nice. All right.
Yeah. So I went to that. I never got to see NSYNC at their best. Her hips don't lie. They really don't. I never went to see NSYNC because they were so popular at the time, and I wanted to take my little brother and sister, and they had seats everywhere but never together. So they were disappointed. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. So I went to take them to a Backstreet Boys concert. They wanted no part of that. They liked it, but it was like, oh man, my bad, guys.
Not for them.
Backstreet Boys is good too,
Yeah.
And then Good Charlotte's probably the
nice.
Just had a prep rally here in the Seaport and all that. 2010, me and the lady went over there, saw Good Charlotte.
Oh, nice.
All their hits. It was pretty cool. So those are the concerts I really remember. I've been to a couple of other ones, but those are the ones that shine for me. But
nice.
Like that Shakira concert, I love her.
That's cool, man. Very cool. I saw we had Planet Clintar hanging out with us. What's going on, brother? He says Wu-Tang and Rage Against the Machine, best concert ever. That's how I've heard them teaming up like that. That's really cool too. A lot of people listing out some of the things that they've seen.
I've seen them like when they have the I forgot what they call it, the holiday concerts where they have a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
I got to see JC, I got to see Wu-Tang and all of them like that too. Those were pretty good too.
Nice.
Have you been to concerts?
Yeah.
I flipped it on you, but
I used to love. Yeah, I'm like, what? What do I do?
See, that's how I feel. That's your turn.
Yeah, man. I love concerts. I mean, I was I say was. I was a big metalhead for a long time. I mean, I still love metal, but I used to really like to go to a lot of metal shows. But more so than that, just any shows I would like to go to. I mean, I was always a big Blink-182 fan, so I would like to see them in concert. I got to see Weezer with them. I also used to work in the audio industry, so I actually used to work with bands and artists and actually help set up. Like in terms of I used to work on an audio truck, so it's big RV. That was basically stripped out and turned into a studio. And I used to work on that studio truck, and we would drive to like Nashville, and we'd go to New York City, the company I worked with, and we would record. We were paid to like record these live these live shows basically. So some of the biggest ones I've worked with were like Kiss was a big one. Worked with Kiss. I worked with Jason Derulo a couple years ago. There were like not Garth Brooks. Tim McGraw down when we had to go to Nashville. There was a bunch of like country singers that we had the opportunity to work with. So I love that environment as a whole, whether it's that I was working it or I was in the crowd. Obviously would like to be in the crowd more so, but growing up, I wanted to be an audio engineer. So I used to always look into like live mixing boards and live sound and learning how to like, all that stuff. So I just love the experience of that in general. And obviously with the pandemic, like that's kind of, obviously set things back big time. But before the pandemic, I loved going, even like going with my girlfriend, Lindsay, Lady No Good. She would, we went to like John Mayer and a bunch of others. So, yeah, they're always, the list goes on in terms of, and we just booked more tickets to another metal show that's coming up. So hopefully, I think it's in November. So hopefully, as things continue to kind of coast, we're able to go to that. So,
I must, I forgot, like I have to mention, I went to the Rihanna Eminem concert. Maria's right.
There you go.
Yeah, that was great.
How was that?
Too.
Yeah,
that was great.
Used to love Eminem. Yeah.
They had the songs together. And all
yeah.
I
remember that.
Concert.
Yeah. Cool.
I went with that with my sister-in-law. We had a blast because she loves Eminem. I love Rihanna. I love them both, but that was the thing we had. I'm gonna go see Eminem, and I was like, I'm gonna go see Rihanna.
Yeah.
And then me and her a few years ago went to see Demi Lovato and Nick Jonas, and they were pretty good. So
okay, nice.
A mixture of music, man. It's not just one. It's metal,
the best way to be.
I would see that, but I don't know if I could deal with a whole concert. I think I might get a headache after a while.
Well, here's the thing. So not all the metal I listened to was necessarily screaming per se. Some of it, like I used to listen to like some what they call like folk metal or like Viking metal, Viking death metal, things like that. Like some things that maybe I'll send your way at some point. You could check out. Some of it is really good background music when listening or when reading. When you're reading, I don't know if you're into listening to music while you read, but sometimes I like to put on certain soundtracks while I'm reading. So like I used to, when I was reading Jason Aaron's Thor, I was listening to this band called Amon Amarth. 2 words, Amon Amarth, and they were like this Viking death metal band. But it wasn't like over the top type stuff that you would picture as metal. But it's heavier still, but it's like whatever comes to mind when you think of Viking music. Like it's almost like drinking beer on a ship type of music. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it reminded me of Thor because Thor, with the beard and everything else, it's kind of like Viking-ish. But anyway,
he had like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So you like watching the movies, but you're reading a book. Man, I wish I could do that. I have to be silent. Like, leave me alone. I'm reading kind of guy. I can't.
I get
talking around me. I can't, man.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. No,
so
I get it.
I envy you for doing that. Man.
Like, here you go. Planet Clintar talk. He knows what's up. Talking about pyrometals. There you go. Ailstorm. I want to say I saw them live once. Ailstorm. I don't know who they would have opened for at the time, maybe like Nightwish or someone like that. But anyways, Planet Clintar, he knows what's up. Let's see. Circum says Jeremy Soule all day when it comes to chill reading music. Oh, I don't know Jeremy Soule that well. I'll have to look that up. Good recommendation there. All right. We're gonna hit this 2-hour mark. It's probably the longest one I've done. But I'm having so much fun with you, Herm. This has been great.
Anybody that knows me, not surprised. They're like, oh man, he always stretches everybody.
well, here's the thing, because you say that you can talk. You mentioned that you're a talker, and apparently I'm a talker as well, is what my girlfriend tells me. So when you put 2 people who are talkers up on stage or on a show, this is the outcome. It's bound to happen. You know what I mean? I have one more question for you, and then I want to give you the floor and let the people know everything where you're at, what you have coming up. But last question is one I like to always kind of wrap things up with, and it has to do with food. I got to bring up some food, man, because I'm a foodie. I hope you're a foodie, but if you and Maria, it's a Friday night, and you could go anything for dinner that you want, whether you're going out to eat or you're ordering in or you're cooking at home, what is your go-to meal that you could choose? Like you could eat it anytime. What's your go-to dinner?
Oh boy. It's it's always whatever mood we're in.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Sometimes we click, sometimes we don't. She wants one thing, one another.
Yeah.
I'm Hispanic, so a lot of times you would think I would choose, arroz habichuela y chuleta, because that's one of my favorite.
Oh,
You
it
think
sounds good.
I would choose that? Yeah, it's so good, especially I love it. But a lot of people will turn their heads when I say lasagna. It's my go-to, and I would
Okay,
love
yeah, that's
Italian
fair.
restaurant, and she knows. She said I should have been Italian.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, you did choose pizza over cake, so it makes sense, It's
So if I had to, it'll be
I love
lasagna.
it. Yeah,
Um,
nice.
so she's different. It depends on the day. Sometimes she'll move for this, sometimes she'll move for that. But
Yep.
if we had to go, we'll go to an Italian restaurant. She loves lasagna and all Italian stuff too. So
Nice.
I want out there too, and she loves Spanish food. So we both,
Perfect.
whichever one. I'll do. I'm good with pizza, arroz con pollo, chuleta. You know what I'm saying? Some lasagna. I'm definitely
Garfield.
am
There you go.
Garfield.
I love that, Maria. Good stuff. JT says, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Rice and beans. BLC with the rice and beans.
I knew BLC was gonna say that.
JT says 2 chatty cats. Jeez, yeah, exactly. So great. I mean, it's a great choice, man. I could eat lasagna. I'm down for something like that. Maybe one day when we meet up, we can have lasagna together, or just grab a slice of pizza. Either way, I'd be down for either or. But I do hope that one day we can hang out, Hermino, because this has been a lot of fun, man. I've already considered you a brother even before you came on. Getting to know you just from watching you on other channels, seeing you in chats. I know we've gone back and forth in the big group chat and things like that. It's always been a good time, and I appreciate everything about you, everything that you do, man. Love that you are yourself. You're genuine. You stand by what you love. You wear your heart on your sleeve. I can see that, and I'm very much the same way. Like, I can't hide that. It's who I am. It's what I believe. It's what I like. When I talk about books that I like, it's I like what I like, and you are very much in the same way. And I appreciate everything that you do for this community, the support that you give to not only my channel but everybody's channel, because I always say you are everywhere, my man, and I do appreciate you and the Bad Batch crew. Shout out to the entire Bad Batch crew. Before we wrap up here, I would like to give you the floor, so let the people know. Again, I mean, I've mentioned it several times, but let them know where can they find you and what you have coming up in this next couple of days here.
I had to gear up for this one. Yeah, man, welcome. Big Herm Collectibles, my channel. We do a lot of awesome stuff over there. Up there with Sam's Tag and Web, and we do a YouTube team up. We talk about lately. We talk about a lot of Marvel because we're doing a lot of Spider-Man stuff. But sometimes we'll talk. One day we're gonna talk Batman. He's not a DC guy, but we've done Image before and stuff like that, and he was able to do that. So I'm always on Whiplash Wednesdays. Always enjoy doing a show with him. Of course, I have my polls, which I'm gonna get better with catching up on my reading, so I can talk a little more about all the books. I'm working on it, you know what I mean. But I have that pool. But tonight will be a big night. This was the appetizer, you know what I'm saying, which is a great appetizer for tonight.
Everybody's full now,
and I need a nap. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna be on Spine Tick. Sif Lordy, who was in the chats, can't wait to talk with you on that. Finally be on there. But I'm not going by myself. I said I'm bringing my buddies, the Bad Batch BCP Army. You guys know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag Backlot Bros. I don't know what that is, but you got Missing Link on one end, you got Fable on the other, you got myself, and then you got TM Nerdy. We're gonna be up in there, raiding Spine Ticks. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hold a lot of fun. I've been ready for this. I'm gonna go take a nap so I can go all night. I don't know if my buddies are gonna be able to do that because I want to speak for them, but I'm planning on doing the whole damn show. You know what I'm saying? So,
man.
Wish me luck, Justin.
Yeah, get a lot of coffee, a lot of Red Bull, man.
A lot of Pepsis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get that Pepsi ready.
Starbucks before I start.
Exactly.
But yeah. So we're gonna have that. Of course, tomorrow I'll probably my September Mystery Mode called Comic Time. I'll probably do a video at 7:30 before Rocket Robbie Live and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Whiplash Wednesdays. Me and Sam. This Wednesday, we're going over Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi, the not very popular one. You know what I mean? We're going to cover that. Of course, Nick Comic Culture is one of our guys, too. You know what I'm saying? Awesome dude. I hope you have him on your show one day because he knows his comics too. He's a newbie too. So can't wait to get to see what he got for us on Whiplash Wednesday. He usually does the cadet video where he goes to his shop and he shows all those wonderful toys after the comics that I want. Hashtag blame Nick. and TM Nerdy. Man, sorry TM, I forgot who you covering. Tell us who you covering this week. Chatting. Oh, I know Sheena. I think Sheena's this week, right? I'm right?
Oh snap!
I think
Sheena,
the great Sheena Station. I hope I'm right, but he has her going on right there.
Nice.
Brandon and Missing Link always have their Infinite Rants video. I don't know what they're doing this week. I apologize, but they always do that on Whiplash Wednesdays after TM, of course. Nick with his whole video after that, and then me and Sam. Then that night, the Tomorrow Show close it out for us. He's their closer. Like used to be the closer for Tag Team Thursdays. Now he's our Mariano Rivera. You know,
love it.
And that's so far what we got going on. Hope you guys check us out. Bad Batch, and I have to. You got I named all the creators. You also got Taki. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the group. JT, you saw him in the thing. We have our brother Joe, the legend Bobby De La Ghetto. I had to mention all these guys. You know, Eric the Stash. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. If Brandon, I already mentioned Brandon earlier. If I forget you, I apologize because it's like a bunch of us. You know, lots of love for the community and all that, and we love to go and watch everybody. And you, Mayor, thanks for having me on your show, man. Finally, months in the making, and thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. It's been a pleasure. I really am glad that we're finally able to do this. And like I said, this is probably the longest stream that I've done in terms of the Comic Collector Origins, but this was just a blast, man. And I feel like like I said, I already considered you a brother before this, before having you on the show, and we've just gotten to know each other so well throughout this time. But man, I feel like we could just sit here, talk about sports, talk about food, talk about all this stuff forever. We'll certainly have to have you back on again at some point, you know, even if it's just to, hang out. We'll talk comics and all that good stuff. But again, thank you, Hermino, just for everything that you do for this community. You are a pillar, man. You are a pillar. You bring people together. I
forgot one thing. I apologize.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
My buddies, Missing Link and Fable is gonna be on the Dylan show tonight. I think they're doing Evil Dead 2, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I know Fable's a big Evil Dead guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I almost forgot those guys, and of course you mentioned Link on Raging tomorrow.
That's right.
Yep. So
cool.
Can't forget my brothers. You know.
No, man. I hear you. Good stuff, man. I see you got a lot of love in the chat right now. So saying, love this show. Nice to meet you, Big Herm. See you next weekend, Justin. Let's do CCO live. Yeah, man. Oh, dude. Oh, we could do that, Michael. Maybe we do that.
Ooh,
Comic Collector Origins live, because I wasn't gonna do one, but I do want to. I want to have Michael on, but I'd want to give you a proper, show. But it'd be fun to do a live. We'll see. We'll see what we can squeeze in. I'm only there for the day, or the one whole. I'll be there all day, but it's gonna try to squeeze a lot of things in. But that would be fun, Michael. But we'll talk. But thank you and everybody that's been hanging out. Appreciate all the kind words. Maria, JT hanging out with us, Sith Lordly, everybody that was here even earlier, John, Steve, and I shouldn't try to name everybody because there's a lot of people. So I appreciate everybody. BLC is still hanging with us too, brother Joe in the chat. Again, thank you all so much for the support and for hanging out with me and Herm here today. About to hit 2 hours here, but appreciate everybody. And if you're watching that replay right now, thank you so much for taking the time. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Subscribe to Herminio's channel as well, because I did just drop it. Where did it go? I just dropped the link again, just in case. But it's also in the description. So if you're watching this after the fact, you can find all the links there as well. Make sure you go check out Spine Ticks tonight, because that's where the whole Bad Batch crew is going to be. So there's Sid Lordly right there, the man who runs the show. So good stuff all around. Again, appreciate all the kind words. And Herminio, man, this has been awesome, dude. We're gonna have to hang out again soon. All right.
Yeah, definitely, man.
For sure, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Well, until next time. Again, I'll be in Baltimore next weekend. Probably won't be a Origin show, but I will be back the weekend after that. So keep an eye out, or reach out to me on Instagram. I usually update all the stuff there as well. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. station.